Hey there, and welcome to the first episode of my new series, How to Lurk, in which I want to show you how to lurk on the active duty group maps, starting off with one of the most popular, if not the most popular map in CS history, Dust2. In this series I will show you some basic spots and rotations to start develop your own style of lurking. Let's get started with how to lurk on Dust2 when your team decided to go A. When your team goes A, they will move like on this part of the map, and enemy transitions will go through tunnels or over middle. Either through city spawn, which shouldn't be a problem because that generally is a bad way to go because terrorists on A side will have a good angle on them, or over middle to short, or through tunnels to short or long. So you first will start off being somewhere in here. One of the counter-terrorists might push you. In an echo, two of them might push you if there are two of them on B. Lately, often three people play A, one in mid, one on B. So you have to be aware of someone pushing here. I usually start off lurking around here because you have like cover and nice angle on him. Important thing is you are further away of this edge than he could possibly be in any way. So you see him before he sees you. You will see his gun poking out, you will see his shoulder before he can see anything of you. You can start firing before he knows you are there. So there is one coming out of here. You just burst fire his head off or follow his jump with your spray and he will die. As soon as your team just reaches like this edge on short or tries to cross mid on long, you want to make your way down to mid because now the transitions will happen from B to A. So you probably want to sneak down here so they can't hear you in mid. On lower ranks they probably won't pay too much attention anyway, but you should still sneak. So now you are here. One or two might come out of here and try to go short or long. This is a very common place, so be careful when you do this. But you still have a better angle on them than they have on you, because they have multiple places to check. You are in an advantage position. Thing is, again, if you stand closer to the door, you probably aren't as easy to see. So if your aim is not too good, you have longer time to fire without him firing back. If you stand a little more out in the open, you are further away from this edge than he could be, so you would see him earlier again. You see his gun pointing out again, which you can't see when you are here. At least if he like aims there first, you will not see it that early. If he aims upper mid, you will see it very early. If you stand here, you can just take his head off again, or you can just spray him in the back if you stand there. So that's the transition from beat upper tunnels to lower mid. And after you picked one off and you can't hear steps in there, you want to try and go short directly and help your team with some invaders from long or city spawn.
Throwing flashbang. Grenade.
Now let's take a look what you can do if your team wants to go B or tries to take mid control first. If a team goes B, they will obviously use these paths, either through mid to B or through tunnels to B, or both. The B split is also a very valid option. So rotations might come through long to backstab them or over short. Short pushes early on will be covered by the people pushing mid, so that's not your problem. Later on you will try to backstab them. But first thing would be the push through long to backstab them, which you have to take care of. The most basic spot would be here behind the door. The closer you stand to the door, the more probable it is that he will not see you in the corner of his eye while coming out of here. Well, most people will check though. You will still see them earlier than they will see you, because they are very close to the door while checking this corner, so you will have more time to fire. The further away you stand, the earlier you will see them, and you can easily take their head off. You will develop your own style of holding this angle. It depends on your skills and preference. It's actually mostly personal preference. So you made a pick on long, and now there could be two situations. Either your team is pushing B, or your team is holding mid and now decides to go for an A split or a long push. So let's pretend you took a pick here, and now your team wants to A split or push long. You follow them in here. Someone might be standing there, you will frag him, then your team will continue pushing to the side, and someone has to look for follow-ups. So the same thing, just on the other side. Outside, you're standing behind this door. Inside, you will be standing behind this door. Again, if you stand closer, you have some sneaky advantage of not being seen in the corner of his view. Or if you stand out, you will see him earlier, his gun peeking out, his shoulder will show before he can see you, and you can start firing before he knows you are there.
Planting. Bomb has been planted.
The other option is that your team is pushing B. You might not have gotten a pick here. That would make it more easy, because then the enemy team isn't aware of you standing in front of long. As soon as your team pushes into the site, through the doors or through tunnels, A will start rotating. So you make your way down mid. Aim for someone jumping from short to mid. Go through the doors. Most of the time the CTs will already be in front of B, but be aware late rotators might be still in CT spawn, so at least check once. Pretty much next to this wall, so nobody can aim from in front of B. And usually they will look into the site, so you can just backstab one in the door, one in the window, and then the round should be most of the time one round.
Flashbang. I'm throwing a flashbang. Grenade. Smoke. Grenade.
So that's pretty much it for this map. Remember, these were only some basic spots and tactics, because everybody has to develop his own style of lurking. Some prefer different spots. These are easy spots to start off with. I hope you enjoyed and were able to learn something. I still need to get used to talking to myself in front of my computer and not feel like some crazy guy, because this is the first video I'm talking in. I hope it's fine anyway, and wish you a nice day.